Mr. Speaker, live at the plenary chambers of the Abia State House of Assembly. The Speaker, Right Honorable Engineer Chinedu Orji is live at the chambers of the House. Sorry. Yes. Yeah, but hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, a few hours ago there was a video that went viral on social media, where some House members convened in a sitting room of somebody to purport or to carry out an illegality that the Speaker of Abia State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Chinedu Orji, was impeached. As you can see from the live feed, Right Honorable Chinedu Orji is live at the chambers of the Abia State House of Assembly, and watching closely. Watching closely, you can see the leader of the House, Honorable Solomon Abolonu. From my left, you can see the deputy leader of the House, Honorable Daribo. This is to show the world that the purported impeachment of the Speaker is false. The Speaker still remains the authentic Speaker of Abia State House of Assembly. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the clerk of the House, Sir Dr. John Pedro Irokansi. And this is the deputy clerk of the House. And this is just a place any legislative business should be carried out, and not in a sitting room of someone, or a dining room of somebody.
Almighty God, the ruler of heaven and earth, we beseech thee to inspire and guide all our counsels and actions, so that we may always walk in the path of justice, love, and charity to one another. Help us with thy grace, to do only those things that will promote the unity, happiness, and prosperity of Abia State, God's own state. and Nigeria in Jesus' name. Amen.
May 2023. Unfortunately, our votes proceedings are not here with us, so we will be approving that at the future legislative date. I want to bring to the attention of the colleagues that it is within my constitution enshrined by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, strictly adhered to. And based on that, and based on the provisions of the Constitution, Mr. Speaker is hereby setting up a committee, an ad hoc committee that will investigate some resolutions that have been given to the executive in this state with particular building. That committee is mandated to find out why that building has not been completed and the state of project, state of that project as we speak. Members of the committee, as included, will be Honorable Barrister Jerry Zosike as the chairman of that committee, Honorable member-elect Ginger Osiba as member of the chairman of the committee, Honorable Abraham Oba as member of that committee, Honorable Taribo Paul, member of that committee, Honorable Mandela as member of that committee, Honorable Chinedu, our member representing Benue, South State constituency as a member that Secondly, this House of Assembly is also investigating the activities into the running of the joint project account, State JAC. Chairman of that committee will be Honorable Chinedu Orji Presides. As chairman of that committee, Honorable Abraham Oba, Honorable Chinedu Orji, member representing Upper West, Upper East, member representing Abia North, member representing Plenary South State Constituency. The clerk of the House is constitutionally powered to provide the secretary of that committee. It is in line with the provisions of the law that empowers the House of Assembly to carry out its oversight functions. More of these committees will be set up on our future legislative days to investigate the activities, resolutions, and all that are extended to the executive. Do you need any message from the government?
No message, sir.
Any public petition? Any matter of urgent public importance? Member representing Human South.
Mr. Speaker, my name remains Honorable Barrister Chinedu Orji. I represent the good people of Umaya South. Mr. Speaker, yesterday night I received a whole lot of batch of calls. This morning purported that there was impeachment of the Speaker of the 7th Assembly. And today, around 10 o'clock, I saw what looks like a video where some honorable members of this House went on a white goods chase, on a show of shame, in a house of one special assistant to, unfortunately, our own beloved government, where they purport to have impeached the Speaker of the 7th Assembly. I am aware, Mr. Speaker, and the honorable colleagues, that if this House of Assembly is to move to any place, we will come here, suspend our rules, and move to any place the House will reconvene. We even saw something that looks like an archaic mosaic of which they call a mess. Mr. Speaker and the honorable police, a total disgrace. A total disgrace on this habitude. The 7th Assembly started on good note, and the 7th Assembly will round up on the 10th of June, or so soon thereafter. On a good note. People will not be allowed to disparage, to disgrace, to ridicule, to insult this 7th Assembly. Mr. Speaker, the honorable colleagues, they went there and did what I feel, unless this honorable House chooses differently, a desecration of our honored chambers. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, this macabre dance, this show of disgrace, was led by no less a person than a man who ought to be the deputy speaker of this House of Chamber. A man who I supported on record his emergence as the deputy speaker of this 7th Assembly. So, Mr. Speaker, flying a lot of documents by the following members. Right Honorable Fayuche signed what he said was the impeachment of the Speaker of the 7th Assembly in a private man's house. A man who is maybe a member elect. A former Speaker of this House is also part of it. So shamefully, Mr. Speaker. Right Honorable Kennedy Njoko. A ranking member of this Assembly is also part of it. Honorable Chukwu Diapo. A member of this House of Assembly representing Ben the North. Honorable Chijoke Chukwu. It's also signed. I'm seeing one Chimanozi. I don't know whether the signature I'm seeing here, whether it is his own, also signed. One Aaron, Honorable Aaron also DK, they even wrote to Sosike for him impersonating me, also signed. One Honorable Godwin Adele from Ukwa West also signed, Mr. Speaker. One Honorable Michael Koha of Arochukwu also signed. Honorable Okeyibwe also signed. A former Speaker of this House who ought to know in law, when we ask somebody, he ought to know. That is the highest level of disgrace. Who ought to know that this House never by any time, in any moment, moved to any place, also signed. Honorable Ale also signed. And one Honorable Obinna Ichita. Mr. Speaker, these people went and disgraced themselves and disgraced the 7th Assembly. And I want us to, if this House permits, properly constituted, to legislatively teach them a lesson by one, Mr. Speaker, my prayers, this motion. We suspend all of them that I have so mentioned for taking such a disgraceful, dishonorable error for themselves and for those who procured them. Who procured them. Maybe for pecuniary reasons. That's my first point. To suspend all of them. And if this House carries that, to go ahead and replace a respected position of a deputy speaker with an honorable man, immediately who will begin to preside, to preside when you're not there. A man that will have integrity, a man that will have respect, a man that will bring decorum when the speaker is not there, a man who will have capacity, a man who will not be moved by pecuniary reasons, a man who cannot be pressurized by pecuniary reasons and influences to be a deputy speaker. So that the integrity of this House, imagine now we need to be winding up. In law we say winding up. When the 7th Assembly is supposed to be going through our records, checking the compliance and the level of it, of all our resolutions, checking all the approvals we have given for the executives to implement, whether they implemented them. Now that the different committees on public accounts, anti-corruption and due process, committee on all the committees judiciary need to be returning reports to this House. Now that we should be expecting reports from all this committee for us to legislatively round up and wind up the 7th Assembly. We need a deputy speaker who will not be influenced by pecuniary reasons. That's my second point. So that immediately a man with capacity will be elected to be the deputy speaker of the Assembly. Because we need where the days ahead are going to be very engaging and challenging. So that we can get somebody that will be there any day you are not there by any supervening circumstance, as we say in law. A man will be ready to sit. And the business of the House will go on. There are lots in our hands, Mr. Speaker, to do. And these are my two prayers. To be very sure about them, to suspend these members who have so dishonored themselves and this seventh assembly. And if we carry that out to now elect a new deputy speaker who will take us to the final destination. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Council Member representing myself for your submission. Any second of that motion, please, from the floor. Honorable Ginger Musile, you have the floor, please.
Mr. Speaker and my dear colleagues, my name is Ginger Omoside. I have the mandate of the people of Isialabua North State Constituency to speak for them. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, Isialabua North is the ancestral home of the Ngwa nation. Mr. Speaker, before I go ahead to second the motion as moved by member representing Umuahia South State Constituency, my dear brother and friend, Chinedu Orji. Mr. Speaker, let me announce to the floor of this House that I am also member-elect to represent Isialabua North, Isialabua South State Constituency at the Federal House of Representatives from the platform of the foremost political party in Nigeria, the Labour Party, LP 75, LP 78. Mr. Speaker, for quite a long time now, I have not really come to the floor of this House. We all know the reasons. And I was almost traveling today until I saw a video of our supposed colleagues in a house of a former special advisor to the governor on general duties, and also I think he's also a member-elect. He's coming to this place. In his house, our colleagues degenerated to the level of going there to say that they are impeaching a constitutionally elected speaker of this house. Mr. Speaker, you could recall that I think on the 8th of May of June 2015, I sat on the floor of this House to second the motion nominating you to be elected the Speaker of the 7th Assembly. And since then, you have been piloting the affairs of this House. You may not have done everything I want. You are also not bound to do all the things I like. But in all, Mr. Speaker, I have a lot of respect for you. That is why I had to cancel my trip to say no. We must stand up and say no to autocracy based on the altar of mediocrity. It's the time for us to say no. A special advisor to the governor, as I speak today, few days ago, Julius Berger came here to inspect roads. They were criticizing why Julius Berger should come here. Some of them were saying that Julius Berger, Abia State cannot afford to pay Julius Berger. But the same person, an individual, has contracted Julius Berger to build his house in Nukebu Road here, Kebu Street here, and nobody's talking. The same person has contracted Julius Berger to build a hotel for him in Abuja, and nobody's talking. The same person can afford to spend money in dollars, to get signatures of members. And we must stand up to say no. Mr. Speaker, we must say enough is enough. We must stand up. This is the time for us to stand up with our two legs and challenge the status quo. All of you know that since my inception on the floor of this house, I have always said that we have not gotten it right. I therefore want to align myself totally and completely with the position, with the motion as moved by my dear friend, that we have rules of this house. And for this house to sit, it must be a quorum of 8 members. We are 8 or more than 8 members here. And this house is duly constituted. We must start by suspending these members. And we must also start to move forward. In addition to that motion, by passing a vote of confidence on the leadership of this house led by Mr. Speaker, Right Honorable Chinedu Orji. Again, nature doesn't abhor vacuum. We have to immediately replace if this house resolves to suspend the aforementioned members. What it means is that the position of the Deputy Speaker of this honorable house will be vacant. We have to elect another person to take up that position. As Speaker, my dear colleagues, this house is almost winding up, and a lot of things are expected from the house. I therefore want to support my dear colleague, Honorable Jerry Ososik, and wish to call on our dear colleagues to please see reason why we should support this motion. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let me rest my case. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable and Member Ginger. Along the most obstacles. Before we rule on that, I would like of that motion to kindly intimate Mr. Speaker, of the names of members that appeared or seem to be in that video that is currently out there. Starting from the first name, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And dear honorable colleagues, now I want to thank Right Honorable Ginger, the member-elect, who will be moving to Abuja very quickly and very soon. The first person in this show of shame and disgraceful dance is Right Honorable Fine Chando. Second person is Right Honorable Kennedy Njoko. Third person is Honorable Chukwu Diabu. Fourth person is Honorable Aaron Uzodike. Honorable Thomas Nkoro. Honorable Right Honorable Chikwendu Kanu. Honorable Oke Igwe. Honorable Nnamdi Allen. Okay, Honorable, he wasn't there. Honorable Obinna Ichita. Who appeared there and whose signatures appeared. And Honorable Chijioke Chukwu, who spoke, who even addressed the press after that disgraceful dance, and whose signatures appeared on the publication of one Don Norman, a known blogger in Abia State. Those are the people I mentioned.
Well, the signature of Honorable Namda is there.
Yeah, but we can't confirm this.
Well, I think the signature I'm seeing here is not clearly his, and I didn't see him in the video. Can you
Mr. Speaker, I'm checking information. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Member, Mr. Speaker, you know that some mischievous persons can write somebody's name and sign. During impeachment proceedings, everybody who signs a document must come out to say he signed. But in that video, Mr. Speaker, we did not see some of those persons.
Who are those that you didn't see?
We didn't see Namde Allen, we didn't see Honorable Monachin, we didn't see Stanley, we didn't see Adele. So we read out their names as people who are involved in that character. So, Mr. Speaker, I plead that we allow those people who were not present in that so-called impeachment or something like that. So, Mr. Speaker, I rest my case. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Member President Ambassador.
Mr. Speaker and fellow honorable members, my name is Honorable Sir Abraham Oba, representing Abia Central State Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I want to differ a little with what the majority leader said about excusing some of the members that their names and signatures are there, but probably their presence were not seen in the video. Mr. Speaker, this is a video. One can be there without being covered. It doesn't mean that you are not there. It doesn't mean that you are not involved. So I want to say that most of those people that their signatures and their names are there should be seen and known as people that are part of the whole thing. So we shouldn't exonerate them. Otherwise, every other person will claim that the signature there is not their own. So I want to say, Mr. Speaker, for you to probably give your name, sign your signature, none of us can detect whose signature it is, because we are not their secretaries who knows their signatures. So I want to say, Mr. Speaker, that those that their names and signatures are there are part of the victims, and we should address them as such. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, my name is Solomon. Mr. Speaker, we had the name of Taribe Paul. They mentioned Taribe Paul, but today Taribe Paul is here with us. That is to tell you that they just wrote his name. So, Mr. Speaker, I will plead that we will go further to investigate those signatures. And, you know, in the house here, we have written our attendance. We are going to match those signatures with these ones to really know what are those members. For instance, Mr. Speaker, one of our members, honorable member Ikuano, is in faraway Canada, and his name was mentioned. So, was he a ghost to have come to sign a signature? So, Mr. Speaker, let us allow body presence. Anybody that was involved physically in that garage, Mr. Speaker, I support that we suspend that person and leave out those people who didn't come to claim their signatures. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Majority Leader House. Honorable colleagues, I have been this full speaker irrespective of my background, that Mr. Speaker has been quiet in this state does not mean that I have either lost my voice or that I lack what to say. I come from a family where the seat currently occupied by the incumbent has been occupied by a member of my family. And I respect that position to the extent that it has made me to be quiet, because I do not want to be judged harshly as being a stumbling block, not necessarily from the governor, but from those that feel that they are now the governor or the assistant governors of this state. And I now say that from today that enough has to come to enough. This is a party, a state where the PDP is a party in power. But unfortunately, we've had so many distractions. So based on the motion and support of these motions, I will align myself with the position of the majority leader, where he said that those that were physically present to sign that charade in the house. I am even hearing that it wasn't even in the house of a so-called special advisor. It was at Emeka Umera government guest house. It was in this Emeka Umera's government guest house, an extension of government house, so that Abians will take notes of what is going on. Based on that, by the powers conferred on me as your speaker, I want to put it to vote that those in favor that the following members of this House of Assembly should be suspended immediately to vote. And they are Right Honorable Ifeanyi Chinedu, Right Honorable Kennedy Njoko, Right Honorable Chinedu Orji Presides, Honorable Aaron Dep, Honorable Thomas Nkoro, Honorable Igwe, Honorable Obinna Chika, Honorable Chijo Chukwu, be suspended from the House for 1 month, with all benefits suspended within that period. Those in favor of this motion to say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Next item.
We have not finished, Mr. Speaker.
You have not finished. Okay, member representing my thoughts.
Having adopted my motion and the House sitting and voting unanimously adopted that. The second hand, nature abhors vacuum. May we now, with immediate effect, Mr. Speaker, elect a man of integrity to fit in the position of the Deputy Speaker. A man that will not be influenced by pounds and dollars. A man that will not be influenced by $10,000. A man who we call respect. Mr. Speaker, it's time to elect the man. And then swear him in so that we can turn on the many business of the day. The leader having asked me to nominate, I want to nominate a friend, a man who the car fits, a man with reputable integrity, a man of no character and source, a man mountain, a man who fits in for Abia North people. Meme Atwebu. Ojo Opo, Atusoko, Rainbow Machine. This is no other man than our own Mandela of our generation. Honorable Mandela, I hereby nominate him. If I have a second hand who carries, I pray we swear him in immediately around this. Thank you.
Please do second nomination. I will not take the member from Abia Central because it is brother, so let us move a little bit away. Member representing Isikwata State Constituency, second that motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Member for representing Isikwata. I have a second motion for nomination of Mandela as Deputy Speaker of the 7th House.
Honorable colleagues, with the nomination of Honorable Mandela Ebomo Obasi by member by the members here, I would like the members here to affirm by raising their hands in support of the nomination of Honorable Mandela Ebomo as the Deputy Speaker of the House of Assembly. Mr. Clark, please do the list.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Look behind you.
9. 9 votes, sir.
Honorable colleagues, Honorable Mandela Ebomo Obasi has been elected as the substantive Deputy Speaker of the Abia State House of Assembly. You may come and take your seat, sir.
Mr. Speaker, not only taking his seat, he will be fully decorated as the Deputy Speaker of this House. Yes, thank you so much. Mr. Speaker, also the position of the minority leader is also vacant. And without much ado, I nominate my colleague at the bar, yes, a member of the reputable Nigerian Bar Association, yes, and Honorable Barrister, a Mega Okora, as the minority leader of the 7th Assembly. I hereby move.
Honorable Member representing Benbe South, can you second that motion?
Mr. Speaker, my name is Honorable the man of Chinedu Orji. I represent the state constituency, and I do second that motion as moved. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Mandela Obasi has been decorated as the new Deputy Speaker of Abia State House of Assembly. Congrats, sir.
Honorable colleagues, we are aware that the position of minority leader is the prerogative the clerk of the House. Can you do your constitutional duty of taking the new Deputy Speaker on books? Those are not
Oath of allegiance.
Oath of allegiance.
I
Honorable Orji Presides,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will be faithful
that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to the Federal Republic of
to
Nigeria,
the Federal Republic of Nigeria,
and that I will preserve,
that I will preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Oath of office of the Deputy Speaker Abia State House of Assembly.
Oath of the Deputy Speaker of the House of Assembly.
I
Honorable Orji Presides,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will be faithful
that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true
to
allegiance
the Federal Republic of Nigeria,
to the Federal Republic of Nigeria,
that as the Speaker, as Deputy Speaker Abia State House of Assembly,
that I, the Deputy Speaker of Abia State House of Assembly,
I will discharge my duties
I will discharge my duties
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
faithfully,
faithful,
and in accordance with the Constitution
and in accordance with the Constitution
of the Federal Republic of
of the
Nigeria
Federal Republic of Nigeria
and the law,
and the law,
and always in the interest of the sovereignty,
and always in the interest of the sovereignty,
integrity,
integrity,
solidarity,
solidarity,
well-being,
well-being,
and prosperity
and prosperity
of the Federal Republic of
of the
Nigeria,
Federal Republic of Nigeria,
that I will try
that I will try
to preserve
the fundamental
objective,
objectives,
directive principle
directive principles
of the state policy
of the state policy
contained in the Constitution
in the Constitution
of the Federal Republic of
of the
Nigeria,
Federal Republic of Nigeria,
that I will not
that I will not
allow my personal interest
allow my personal interest
to influence my official conduct
to infect my official conduct
and my official decisions,
and official decision,
that I will do the best
that I will do the best
of my ability,
of my ability,
preserve,
preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend
and
the
defend
Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria,
the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria,
that I will abide
that I will abide
by the code of conduct
by the code of conduct
contained in the fifth schedule
contained in the fifth schedule,
to the Constitution of the Federal Republic,
Constitution of the Federal Republic,
that in all circumstances
that in all circumstances
I will do right
I will do right
to all manner of people
to all manner of people
according to the law,
according to the law,
without fear
without fear
or favor,
or favor,
aggression,
affection,
or ill will.
or evil,
I will not directly
that I will not directly
or indirectly
or indirectly
communicate
communicate
or reveal
or
to
reveal
any person
to any person
any matter
any matter
which shall be brought
which shall be brought
under my consideration
under my consideration
or shall become known to me
or shall become known to me
as the Deputy Speaker Abia State House of
as
Assembly,
the Deputy Speaker of the Abia State House of Assembly,
except
except
as may be required
as may be required
for the due discharge
the due discharge
of my duties
of my duties
as the Deputy Speaker Abia State House of Assembly.
as the Deputy Speaker of the Abia State House of Assembly.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Leader,
a brand new Deputy Speaker of Abia State House of Assembly, Honorable Mandela Eguronu Obase. He's taking a picture with the Speaker and the Leader of the House. Congratulations, Honorable Mandela Obase. Deputy Leader, congratulations.
Order of the day, Mr.
No, yes, I want to respond to this motion. Mr. Speaker,
Yeah.
So let me just give this particular order. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I have to refer us to order 8, Rule 46, in response to his motion. Mr. Speaker, with your leave, may I read this particular rule? Members of the minority parties in the House shall nominate from amongst them the following: 1. Minority leader. 2. Deputy minority leader. 3. Minority whip. 4. Deputy minority whip. So, Mr. Speaker, we do not have that competence to go into the nomination of a minority leader.
Yes.
This House is a multi-party House. So we'll allow that for the minority party. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
As the House wishes.
Yeah, Member President, North.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Reminding to support what the majority leader said, we also have to note that Labour Party. Because we have suspended almost all the minority members. I'm coming. The members we have suspended today. It's only if you look at all of us here now. I'm of Labour Party, and Emeko Grafo is of APC. Then all the other minority members have been suspended now, with the exception of my colleague Muratini, who is also a member of Labour Party. He is not one of those suspended now. So if you look at it, it's 2 against 1. So we will be allowed to go and decide between Muratini and myself who will be minority leader based on the rules of the House. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to support the majority leader that we of Labour Party is allowed to decide between me and Muratini who becomes minority leader, while Emeka, my dear colleague, is automatically deputy minority leader. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, and the House of Assembly, guided by his rules, and as the Speaker of this House of Assembly, I will be bound by the rules of this House, and we will do the needful as enshrined by our rules, by our rule books, whatever is contained in that our rule book. I so move. Thank you. Order of the day, Mr. Clark.
Mr. Speaker, Order of the day. 1. Presentation of the report of the screening of the Auditor General for local government.
Leader, your motion.
The chairman or any member of that committee to present the report of the screening of the general of government for the federal country.
Member representing Abia Central, can you second the motion?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Honorable Sir Abraham Oba, member representing our Central constituency. I hereby second the motion as moved by the majority leader. Thank you very much.
Honorable colleagues, the motion as moved by the leader and seconded by the member representing Abia Central State constituency is that we do hereby allow the chairman, House Committee on Public Accounts, chairman of the committee to present his report. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. Ayes have it. Mr. Chairman, you can proceed.
Mr. Speaker, the newest Deputy Speaker also. They are honorable colleagues. You may recall that on the 12th of February 2023, the Governor of the State, His Excellency Dr. Victor Bazo, PhD, forwarded the name of Mr. Ehemene Chidi to the House for confirmation as the Director General of the local government of Abia State. Consequently, the House constituted an ad hoc committee to screen the nominees with the underlisted members, Honorable Ifeanyi Chendo, Honorable Chijoke, Honorable, those two now suspended, Honorable Paul Taribo, Honorable Thomas Okoro, Honorable Barrister Emeko Korafu, Honorable Mike Okohas, the Deputy Speaker of this House now, Eburono Obasa Mandela, my humble self, Honorable Abraham Oba, and Onyebolo Ketuga, the Secretary. The committee invited the nominee to appear before her on the 27th, and the man came, he did appear. Sequel to the interaction of the committee with the nominee, the committee made the following findings and observations. 1. That the nominee was appointed acting Director General of the local government on the 15th of March 2021. 2. That the 24th January 2022, the governor renewed his acting capacity. See appendix 1A and B. 3. That the nominee is an experienced accountant who passed through the rank and file of the Abia State Unified Local Government System, and therefore the appointment is well deserved, and it's a square peg in a square hole. Ordinarily, Mr. Speaker, I was in the local government system for 5 years. I met him, passed with me when I was the government chairman. When he was in account production, in fact, he passed through the rank and file before becoming the treasurer of the local government. So he's, well qualified. Recommendation. The committee, having thoroughly screened the nominee, do hereby recommend that the House do confirm Mr. Ehemene Chidi as the substantive Auditor General for the local government of Abia State. Mr. Speaker, the honorable colleagues, the members of this committee wish to express our profound gratitude to Mr. Speaker and this House for giving us the opportunity to do this, to serve in this capacity. Signed, Honorable Ifeanyi Chendo signed, Honorable Chijoke Chukwu signed, Honorable Paul Taribo signed, Barrister Emeko Korafu signed, Honorable Michael Cohen signed, the Deputy Speaker of this House, Honorable Abraham Oba signed, and the Secretary, Okechukwu, also signed. By the permission of the Mr. Speaker, may I lay this?
Honorable colleagues, I think we have to put into voice vote. Those in favor that Mr. Yemerichi be confirmed as the substantive Auditor General for local government of Abia State to say aye. Aye. Those against? Sorry, I thought to have adopted this paper as a working document. Those in favor that we do adopt this document, this report, as read by Honorable Barrister James Osiki as a working document, say aye. Aye. Those in favor against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader, can you move a motion for us to adopt the recommendation of this committee report?
Having adopted the report just presented by the Honorable Committee member on the screening of the General of the Government, I think I move that we amend the water paper to include going into some of the report just presented and second agenda in the water paper. On the basis of this, I move that we move into constitutional for Speaker and Deputy Speaker to take petitions and Chairman and Deputy Chairman. The mails covered for purposes of considering the attempts to number 1, attempts to number 2, and other people.
Member representing Abia, just second that motion, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable colleagues, the motion is moved by the leader and seconded by the member representing Abia State Constituency, Honorable that we will resolve into a plenary with myself and the Deputy Speaker maintaining our positions here and with the mails covered for the consideration of the 1 point. 2 points. Okay, 2 points. Recommendation as contained in the report. Those in favor of this motion or that motion to say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. Ayes have it. Honorable colleagues, having thoroughly screened the nominee, do hereby recommend that the House do confirm Mr. Yemerechi as the substantive Auditor General for local government. Those in favor of this recommendation to say aye. Aye. Those against to say nay. Ayes have it.
Mr. Speaker, I think we have to continue because my motion included item number 1 and item number 2.
Yes, we have a bill with law, a bill to establish the Abia State College of Nursing Sciences and for other related matters, which is very important. And honorable colleagues, please, we'll just go page by page. Colleagues, for which AB 59 will move to the recommendation. 1. That due to the problem associated with the single college system and the quest to increase the Abia State quota for students seeking to be trained as nurses and midwives, the committee recommends the establishment of colleges in Abia State with 4 colleges of nursing sciences comprising of Amacha, Omai, Aba, and Abreba, where there are existing schools of nursing and midwifery with facilities. Recommendation 2, before we vote, that the House should pass HAB 59 into law without further delay in order to beat the December 31st. In order to meet the deadline set by the National Nursing and Midwifery Council for the closure of the School of Nursing and Midwifery, which has not been upgraded by law. Honorable colleagues, those in favor of recommendations 1 and 2 of this report to stand to say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. Ayes have it. Colleagues, we go back to the deal. We consider it once again page by page, starting from page 3, page 4, page 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'll give some time for colleagues to go through these pages. But we have to follow the procedure. Those in favor to 10 do stand as part of the bill to say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Pages 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, up to 20. Those in favor that the clauses as contained in these pages to form part of the bill to say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Pages 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 20, and the last.
Deputy, the council,